Okay, out and swinging, yeah. Still in the podcast saying the spec damage increase Sharpshooter is bugged on Peter. It's only boosted by 0.01 and it's not 0.085. It should be. That is wrong. No, the spec is like correct. People just didn't know that like when they're making like a patch note, right? They're not basing it on like one spec. They're basing it on like 7 spec. So yeah, that's basically how it goes. So the number is correct. 1800 spec gives you around 22% damage gain. People just didn't know that like that's how balance patch like the numbers work. They just didn't know that. So they just assumed that every one spec gives you 0.085. No, that is correct. Fuck, maybe I should go to like training to like a test server and like show you guys, I guess. Because people have been like people have, I don't know, man, heard people saying that already when like it's actually correct. Like the way like the patch note work is actually correct. People just didn't know. They just didn't know better, man. It is what it is. Troll your cock around, Borpa spin the shit out of your cockbot for maximum gauge. What the fuck is wrong with you, Clayman? Fuck's wrong with you, man? Fuck's wrong with you? Stoop sent the books to the moon in NA for LC in the podcast for nothing. For nothing, yeah, kinda, I guess, Well, now that you know, now that I tell you, now you guys know. Basically, it's working as intended. So they've always been the case when it has always been the case when they say like spec scaling efficiency. This is not the only balance patch that was there. That has always been the case. So yeah, always been the case. I thought people know that. That's why I never said anything. But yeah. I'm just, yeah, well, this is like basically like the current like new build, I guess. New build, I wouldn't say it's a new build, I guess. But yeah, well, this is the current build of like Hawkeye that like I tested like yesterday. Basically it's basically a spec crit Hawkeye with like a lot of like LC tripods, but you don't actually just run LC, you run Death Strike 1 as well, which is kind of like weird, but yeah, their numbers like kinda, well, the number is basically slightly better than Death Strike again, but not better than like double class. So either way, it's a nerf anyway. So you use all the LC tripods here, to increase your damage inside like when you have your summon out. Because like it's actually a better tripod, this one as usual. So yeah, there are two skill that doesn't have LC tripod, which is Sharpshooter and Snipe. So that is that right there. Oh, actually, I should add like, the Spirit Absorb as well for to simulate like Yearning, for example. How accurate is it to test if you don't have a 6-piece relic set? Well, I tested it like on other account. I just don't want to relog into that account that has like a high Hawkeye. So I'm just using this one right now. It's pretty simple, to be honest, like the way it works. You can, well, I don't know. Maybe you can ask Tofu to test like this one as well. At least like this one looks to be like slightly better than Death Strike, but still worse than double class. But I guess like it's one way to test it, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty simple. You just basically use Atomic Arrow, summon like your Hawk right here, right? And then you're gonna use like all of your like I pressed the wrong button actually. You're gonna use like all of your tripod, a skill that has like a tripod from that, and then after that you're gonna like suicide your Hawk, and then you're gonna use this. And then now you basically regain gauge again. Since you're basically mainly a spec class, you don't actually like have like a lot of cooldown. So this thing will recover like manually anyway from this thing. So yeah, summon this. Okay. And then the last one right here. And after that you just rinse and repeat. It's a bit weird right there. That's like the new one actually. It's best to hope they just revert this, which they should. I think they will, yeah. I think they will. It's a bit like stupid, but it is what it is. The build is a bit weird right now, but it's a two skill like a burst inside like Death Strike, so it's not that difficult. Actually, what's set for this build? You hallucination for like higher crit rate if you other one, or you can use like you can use Nightmare or Salvation as well. Either one. So this looks hella weird. Well, it doesn't matter if it looks hella weird or not, Clay. The point is basically it's the one that yield like a decent number. So yeah, what eye level? This is like my like other account like Hawkeye, which is 1430 only. Doesn't even have gear set, so yeah. I just don't wanna relog to like show it basically. It's a bit weird, the build. The build is a bit weird, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Which tripod will you take as a tripod separate each build? Now that's the thing. You take like a basically the tripod for like a LC. So here is like the principle behind it, right? The principle behind this build is that you use the LC tripod because the LC tripod just happens to be the stronger tripod. So you use that, but not every skill has like a LC tripod. So like snipe and like sharpshooter, that's when the death strike 1 comes in with the 30% damage buff at level 1, right? And also the half gauge refund. So what happened is basically you're gonna summon like your hawk. So you regenerate it first, right? You're gonna summon your hawk, use all the LC tripod, and then you like death strike it. And then like now you use the non-LC tripod skill, like snipe and sharpshooter. And then after that, you regain gauge again. So yeah, while waiting for cooldown. Then once like the gauge is back, like you redo it again. You summon it again, and you do it. So again, it's a really weird build, but it doesn't matter. The point is basically that's the one that does like pretty decent damage. At least it's better than like that strike. Still double class though, so yeah, it's still really weird. So 1600 sharpshooter could crit with that snipe perhaps for like 100 mil or more. 100 mil maybe, yeah. Possible I guess, maybe like under like a buff I guess. Animal cruelty. Okay, yeah, if he's fully buffed, like probably can deal like with that. Yeah, I don't know. This is like basically the weird one. You can maybe like ask Tofu to test this one as well, because like I saw like this basically like, you know, saw this yesterday as well. In the end, it's double class anyway, right? Which is kind of trolling anyway. So yeah, and also like the spec scaling, like need to tell people as well about the spec scaling. The spec scaling is actually correct on the test server. People didn't know that like so there is like things going around saying that like the spec scaling is wrong, right? I don't it's not really like wrong per se, to be honest, because like this one is like people thought that like every one spec will give you 0.085. That's not really the case, no, because like the balance patch have always like based it around like 6 to 7 like stat 6 to 7 on that. So right now like basically like 1800 spec gives you like around 22% like damage increase. So if this update comes to us quickly, like last time we're gonna play 2 adrenaline 1 death strike, maybe crit a bit problem. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, probably. That's why like we have adrenaline in the first place anyway, right? But then this kinda mean you are forced to not lose much uptime, else you have to hold your skill like a current double class. Not so much, Clay. Not so much, because like all you need to do is basically have your hawk out, right? And then use your skill. This is not really like basically a force on you. You can like run around and then death strike this, and you have 8 seconds for 2 skill. So technically it's pretty like you know, pretty free as well. You know, and now you're waiting for like a gauge regen basically. So yep. So yeah, it's a bit weird basically. It's not like as uptime reliant. It's not like as like as tight as well like a double class. But either way, it's still a worse like well, damage wise, it's still worse than that. This is so weird. If no 97 GG, no regain, almost like, well, if you have like no 97, then you're gonna run like basically 5x3 LC. That's it, because this is technically still an LC build. LC3, that's strike 1. You know, it just happened to be that this one like does pretty decent damage, because like your snipe and your sharpshooter gets buffed by like 30% extra, instead of like you know, 22% from having like instead of 22% from having like the spec out. So because like right now 1800 spec gives you around 22% damage buff on your skill. So once you get 5x3 plus 1, then yeah, you can put it as strike 1, and it will change like how it plays a bit. So yeah. I'm gonna play Adrenaline 2. You can play Adrenaline 2 as well, yeah. If you like this. I don't know, I guess like the build is just like a bit weird, basically. The build is just a bit weird. Well, I just wanna show this like build like real quick, and I just wanna tell you that like the spec scaling is actually correct as well. So you see how it is, right? The skill thing giving you like about like a 21.8, right? The 22% basically. It is correct. So yeah, because like a balance patch, like the thing, it has always been based on like 6 to 7 like what's the name, stat points. So that is correct. So yeah, because like right now there is like people that are like, you know, saying that like it's wrong, right? It's not wrong. No, it's not wrong. It has always been the case in the past, like 3 balance patches. People just didn't know, or they don't speak Korean. So, yep. Pinnacle book went down. Yeah. Gonna make a video on the new Hawkeye. Well, I was just talking about it already. So yeah, I just finished talking about it. So yeah, either way, it's a weird build for this right here. I'll show you the build again right here. Ignore the runes. I'm just too lazy to change it, basically. Too lazy to change it. But yeah, that's the current one. That's the current one. Some of this tripod can be changed into crit one, I guess, if you're like, let's say, running like nightmare slash salvation, I guess. So yeah, or like you can keep it like on damage tripod if you like, let's say, run hallucination. So I haven't done like extensive testing on it, but it seems to be like, again, one of like the high number ones. Also this one level 7 if you want this as well, you can do that as well. Okay, and the other builds apart from this one, I guess like the basic Death Strike, which is Smoach, or like LC, which is like, I guess, like pretty nice. The new LC is like not bad. Like LC wise is fine, but Death Strike is Smoach. So yep. Yeah, either way, I don't know. That's just like the new build, at least like the one that I tested yesterday, that yields like a pretty decent number. With like the explanation on the spec scaling thing, it's not a mistake. It is correct. So yeah, it's just that, man. It's just that. So yeah. Okay, mostly I saw they tried this build. People tried already. Then I guess like you can see like they're testing from that, I guess. So yeah, cause like I just like basically like found this yesterday, and I'm not sure if it's like gonna be, you know, about like the numbers. So yeah, I just saw it like from like napkin number, basically napkin math. Either way, either way, it doesn't matter, because I think like this change is not gonna go through for Hawkeye anyway. So I guess we'll find out later. So yeah, we'll find out later for the cock shot, man. Cock shot. And that's it. That's it. Okay, well, that is like basically like the new build, I guess.